Hey everyone, we're about to play our first match in Eldritch Moon Draft, and we would like to play first. I think this hand is a reasonable one. You have a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and a removal spell, so... Granted, this one can't attack for a while, but he can help me ramp if I draw into a 5 or 4 drop that I want to play a turn early. And then once he transforms, he's kind of a problem, so... For our opponent, that is. Both are colors, too, which isn't going to be much of a struggle. But we do want double of both, and already having that is nice. Alright, so we're going to play a land and end our turn. Don't see us wanting to do anything other than playing an Ulvenwald Captive on turn 2. I guess we could draw a Hinterland Logger. Wouldn't mind that. Oh, drawing that on turn 1 would have been so much better. But we'll play our Captives. We can play our Wolves and the Heirloom next turn, so thanks to our Captives, so that's nice. So our opponent's going to be flying over us probably with those colors. We just drew our big scary bomb that we can play on turn 4, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, this turn I think we just play... Does he have counter magic? No, it seems unlikely. We're going to play our Brazen Wolves. He's about to play counter magic after I said that. Nope. And then I'm going to play the Heirloom as well. And the next turn we can just slam the Mirror-Winged Dragon on the table and make our opponent have to deal with it. It's definitely going to be a lot better if we wait till he plays a few creatures, though, so I guess that's worth thinking about, because once he plays a few creatures and his removal eats his creatures, it feels a little better. Alright, you know, Incendiary Flow works pretty well against Dauntless Cathar, because it exiles it. So I'm thinking about doing that and just equipping my Brazen Wolves and getting in for 5. I could just play my Mirror-Winged Dragon. I mean, I could swing and trade and then play my Mirror-Winged Dragon. But I think I'm going to go for the flow here and just swing for a bunch here. We don't need a player dragon yet. And we'll get in there for 5. And I'll end my turn. So... Aww. Okay. Well, now we'll probably just play our Mirror-Winged Dragon, I guess. Although, again, we are in a situation where if our opponent kills it, he doesn't have to, like, suffer the full wrath of our Mirror-Winged Dragon. So I may want to hold off on it, especially because we're not under a lot of pressure or anything, and we can put our opponent under a decent amount of pressure without too much effort here. So I'm just going to play the Logger and the Wolves. And I'm going to go ahead and equip the Heirloom to this for now, just in case it happens to transform. So next turn, we can transform that, although it won't have this attached. Might have been better to attach it there. Like, if this transforms right now, it just crushes our opponent. I mean, it'll be a 7/5 with first strike and trample, so not the easiest thing to deal with for our opponent. Well... He may have a bounce spell, but our Neglected Heirloom transforms either way, which is nice. So that's not good for our opponent. He is suddenly on a very short clock. All right, we drew Smoldering Werewolf, which is pretty good, but we don't really have a reason to play it right now. And I don't think I will. Let's see what happens when we swing. So that's 11 damage. So there's no reason for us to play more cards from our hand and show our opponent what we have if he can't stop what we're already doing in this situation. And the knowledge of both of these cards can affect how our opponent plays. He could side in tricks because he knows I have Mirror-Wing Dragon. Side out creatures with 1 toughness. Okay. Well, he did have one thing he could do. We still drop him down to 8, though. Do we want to play our dragon now? Now that he did deal with one of our creatures, that might not hurt. I mean, we don't even have lethal next turn unless we play the dragon, so I guess we'll play the dragon. Just do it. So if he plays any X1s here, we can just blow them out of the way and kill our opponent without too much trouble. Yeah, we never did pick up a Moon Mist. I kept thinking they would wheel, but someone else must have been doing werewolves since they didn't. Alright. That does save our opponent for a turn. Now we can transform our other werewolf. So we're going to drop him to 1 here. See if our opponent can find a way out of this hole. Yeah, enchantment-based removal does get around Mirror-Wing Dragon's awesomeness. But if we hadn't played this, he would have put that on our 7/5, and then we would have been in trouble. So it's good we played a second creature, second threat. Okay, well, he's going to live for 1 more turn, it looks like, because he's going to tap this down. And we can transform this, but he can just block it. So he is buying himself time. Tapping down our Timber Strider here. This doesn't have trample or anything when it flips, no. It's just big and can make some mana. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Transform. Opponent has a lot of removal. We bash. So if we can just attack with this guy, it can just kill our opponent if we manage to transform him. So that's worth thinking about. Alright. But our opponent has to produce 2 removal spells here without a whole lot of mana, so I think we let him try to find a way to do that. Well, he's got 4. Theoretically, it's possible now. He could have Unsubstantiate and another Blessed Alliance. But, well, I guess we see. I guess you could also gain life with Blessed Alliance. Now, that still wouldn't quite do it. I would just lose my 4/6 and still hit him for enough to kill him. Ooh. Don't need to show him we have that either yet. Right? Thought maybe he'd tap our guys down or something, but we're just going to go ahead and bash, see what he does. Alright, well, I'm glad we didn't give him more information than we needed to. We did just enough to make sure we won the game quickly without giving him any huge information. It's worth thinking about bringing in Watcher in the web. Our opponent's blue-white. that deck has a lot of flyers. We don't have a lot of flyers. I think we just have our one huge dragon. So it's worth thinking about bringing in. For sure. I think I probably will. Although it definitely will disrupt how aggressive our deck can be to a certain degree. Because I'm thinking about cutting like the Provisioner. So, I think we just hope that our creatures are so big our opponent has to leave his flyers back to block them. But if we get destroyed by flyers in this game, then maybe we want to bring our spider in. Okay. We're on the draw. So I think this hand's keepable on the draw. The chances we draw a 2-drop or a third land are pretty high. I think I'm going to keep it. We have some strong things going on in it. We can go 3, 4, 5, so that's good. Play our heirloom early again, which was pretty huge last game for us. All right, well, we drew another 5, which isn't ideal. But we do have one more turn before it'll start to be a huge problem that we haven't drawn a third land. So let's hope we do it. Yeah, we did it. Nothing to do this turn, though. We have our double red for our Smoldering Werewolf, too, which is good. We'll blow up some spirit tokens, potentially. All right, so here is the flyer. I knew we'd see some. So we'll play our Woodland Patrol now. And we'll end our turn. We don't have double green for a Pack Guardian, unfortunately. Yeah, we actually might want to bring out our 1/1 Death Touch. If our opponent's creatures are almost all flyers, it's not going to be very useful. He does have the Cathar, I guess. All right. I think we're okay with this trade, mostly because our Smoldering Werewolf can just kill the Spirit Token. The problem is, well, now it doesn't have to be a trade, I guess. The problem is, he's not going to make the Spirit Token now, so our Smoldering Werewolf won't be able to do his thing. Like, he can come into play, sure, but he won't bring it. He won't kill anything. I don't really want to use Uncaged Fury right now either, though. And I do sort of feel the need to play a creature here. Although, granted, yeah, I think it's a good idea to play a werewolf here. Even though it could kill the flying token, but we'll offer the trade here. We could use Uncaged Fury. I am thinking about it, but I feel like it's going to be better. Maybe it won't, though. Like, given the fact our opponent has 1 mana up, it seems okay. Yeah, I guess we'll do it. Should have equipped the Neglected Heirloom first, but yeah, we'll just go ahead and use Uncaged Fury here to kill this thing. That way, after he makes a spirit, our Smoldering Werewolf can deal with it. I feel like that's just a little more efficient. And we can go ahead and equip it too. I'm guessing he makes the spirit too here. Maybe not, though. Nope, that's interesting. Probably has his alliance thingamajig again. So I'm going to attack. Although, it's interesting he didn't attack with that. I'm going to attack. I'm okay trading this guy for the removal since we have far more frightening creatures to play. We do have double green for Pack Guardian now. It's good. May just want to trade here, I guess, but no, he's just going to take that, really. It seems unusual. I know, here he goes. All right, so I was correct. So I think we just go ahead and I think we want to play the arsonists. Yeah, I'm going to play the big guys. So that means next turn we can like equip the heirloom and play the werewolf, the smoldering one. I should be more specific. Yeah, Moon Mist would have been so good in our deck. I should have valued it maybe a little higher than I did. All right, some life gain for our opponent. He's going to bash for 2. I could also just equip the neglected heirloom and then I have a massive creature with menace. But I'm not sure that's what I want to be doing. Now I can instant speed play Pack Guardian and get the creature out of it and be 3/4 of the way to Delirium. That seems pretty good. Yeah, so I think we swing. So we can transform him now. And then by not playing a spell here and by playing our Pack Guardian at instant speed, I think that's pretty legit. Yeah. All right. There's a chance our opponent can untransform him, but the neglected heirloom will still have transformed into Ashmouth Blade, so yeah. So now he's massive, he has menace. Our opponent's dead very quickly to a 9/8 first strike menace. Okay. I'm glad that, well, no, these two guys have flying, don't they? Yeah, we can't do a great job of stopping our opponent from hitting us for a bunch here. My Pack Guardian may just throw itself in front of that Eldrazi Horror, though. And then I hold on to the Wolf token. That seems reasonable. Yeah, let's do it. It's too bad he gave it the additional boost. Otherwise, the Wolf token could have taken it down, but now that's not the case. Oh. We'll do that, and we'll take 6. Okay. I think we swing. I wish I had the mana to like play my Smoldering Werewolf and move this equipment, but I cannot do that. I think instead we just play the bigger creature, which is our Outcast. And we end our turn. But yeah, we're in danger of dying to flyers here, which I said was likely, but decided to still not sight in my my spider, which is probably a mistake. Yeah, if our opponent has removal, ooh, Fogwalker's pretty frustrating. Can't block it right now either. Okay. So our opponent can hit us pretty hard in the sky here, dropping us to 5, and we're just dead next turn. We would have been able to put him in a kind of dangerous situation if he hadn't tapped it down, because we could have swung with everything and he couldn't take anything close to everything, but now we can't swing for nearly as much. So we need to either draw removal. Oh, we're not quite dead in this guy. What kind of math was I doing there? All right. I think we need the other body pretty badly. And now we can go Smoldering Werewolf, equip the Ashmouth Blade to probably, well, to something. I'm not sure what I'll equip it to yet, but I think that's probably what we want to do now. Don't get any value out of our werewolf, sadly. Our opponent keeps forgetting to make the spirit token out of his graveyard, which is good for us, but You know, I guess doing 1 to each of these means I can swing with my wolf token if I really want to. And he has to trade. But I don't really think we want to. Can't block this, so we can take... We go to 1 next turn, like, even in a perfect situation. Well, I guess given that we can't block anything already, it's not terrible to just swing with our wolf here. All right. I guess what we do, because it makes it so 2 of our creatures can block the Inspiring Captain, is move the Ashmouth Blade over there. It's a close one. So our opponent can drop us to 1 here, and that's provided he doesn't, like, do something amazing. Oh, second Fogwalker? Really? Okay, now we're definitely in trouble. Oh, really? I think he thinks it taps the creature. He made a mistake there. All right, we have an opening. We do have an opening now. Because this hits for 9 on its own. So you can't really swing with everything. You can swing with your 2 flyers, though, and put me close to dead. Trample here is nice. But it doesn't do us a whole lot of good. Maybe I should have put the Ashmouth Blade there. I mean, I guess I still can. He already has Trample. He'd be a 7/7 first strike with Trample. This would be a 6/5 with Menace. We do not need to be drawing a wolf right now. Okay, so putting it on the guy with Trample probably is the best play. Yeah, it is. Just got to go for it here. Should not have tapped my mana that way, though. That was bad, because now, I mean, I can only give him 9 power, which, granted, is a lot, but... See if he has removal or something. Another blessed whatchamacallit would be bad here. But yeah, I think me tapping the mana the way I did really screwed me here, because I could have made him completely mad. Like, I have 11 power, and he can only stop 9. So that would have been 2, 8. Yeah, that would have been lethal if I hadn't screwed up. Might not be lethal now. Might not be lethal now. Our opponent disconnected. That's interesting. Alright, well, I think our opponent rage quit because of the mistake they made. What's funny is we in turn made a mistake that would have allowed them to win the game, because we couldn't actually swing for lethal. So it's unfortunate they decided to do that, since we went, made a mistake of our own that would have put him at like 2 life, but then he could have killed us in the air on the next turn. So we won match 1 in kind of a not in an ideal way, but we won it. So we'll go on to the second one and try to do more of the same. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.